Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I'm coping well, as you can see. And Kisumu is also fantastic. Maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from. The county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second day in a row, William Ruto and Raila Odinga have actually met 3 times. They've met 2 times in the absence of Rigathi Gachagua and 1 time in the presence of Rigathi Gachagua. And if you ask me, those meetings, especially in the absence of Rigathi Gachagua, is giving the deputy president sleepless nights. So in this video, I want us to look at the coded message which Raila Odinga and William Ruto are actually sending to Kenyans. And I want to focus on the meeting which took place today. Before you do that, by the way, how do you think Rigathi Gachagua is feeling wherever he is? I want you to put a comment about what is in the mind of Rigathi Gachagua right now after this particular meeting. And what about Ndindi Nyoro? Because earlier today, Ndindi Nyoro, while addressing a church service, I think in the presence of William Ruto, told the people there that yesterday handshake was actually the last handshake between Ruto and Raila. Then a few hours later, Ruto and Raila emerged in a meeting, closed door meeting, 4 people only: Ababu Namwamba, Raila Odinga, and William Ruto. There's a 4th person. You could see his legs, but the face is hidden. I also want to assume that there's also another individual who took the photo. Those photos were intended to achieve objectives. What do you think is running in the mind of Ndindi Nyoro? Now, what about that Nyandarua, the young Nyandarua senator? Is it called Methur Mutu? The guy who yesterday attempted to lecture Raila Odinga over the servers, and Raila Odinga reminded him that he has worked with Ruto for a very long time, and Ruto has worked with him, and they will be able to meet. What do you think is running in the mind of that gentleman? Now, let us now talk a bit of politics. William Ruto and Raila Odinga have met. Yesterday, number 1, they met during an athletic event. Very important. Let me ask you, which community in the Republic of Kenya is associated with athletics? Answer me. The Kalenjin nation. That's where Ruto comes from. That is his stronghold, the Kalenjin nation. So basically, my understanding is that William Ruto used that event to introduce Raila Odinga to the Kalenjin nation, not really to introduce, but to send a coded message to the Kalenjin nation about Raila Odinga. Today, number 2, they met during mashemeji derby. Gor Mahia versus AFC Leopard match. Which community supports Gor Mahia mostly in the Republic? Because Gor Mahia is an international team. The Luo nation. What about mashemeji? What about AFC Leopards? The Luo nation. Now, let me ask you, between Ruto and Raila, who do you think has the biggest support in the mashemeji derby? Your answer is as good as mine. They support Raila Odinga. So, which means today's event was used to send a message to the Luo nation and the Luo nation. Yesterday's event was meant to send a message to the Kalenjin nation. And another important thing, which is number 3, something here, William Ruto was supposed to have an interview or State of the Nation address with the media houses. So it means that the meeting yesterday, today, were well timed with this particular interview. So it's significant. But what were the objectives of this particular meeting? That is the most important thing. In this video, I want us to look at the message or the objective of this particular meeting, especially the one today. Before you do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two. Click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And again, the best way you can support this channel is by giving the video thumbs up. For this video, give it thumbs up. And you all know the challenge you are facing as a family, and we've created Cash App for those in the diaspora. I'm going to pin the link in the comment section so that you can do the needful. Of course, the others, you know how we normally do it. Now, let us get to serious business. What was the objective of this meeting? Number one, I tend to think that the main objective of William Ruto's meeting with Raila Odinga, alleged meeting with Raila Odinga during the athletic event and again during the Mashemeji derby today, was or is intended to prepare their supporters for a possible handshake. That handshake might not happen the way it did between Uhuru and Raila. But there's a handshake. And it has already happened. So the supporters are being prepared that these two gentlemen are likely to work together. I don't know what you think, but for me, that is something which I'm reading loudly from this particular meeting. And of course, the way the videos, the way the photos are being shared. Look at it. When they were in Nyandarua, Ruto was shaking the hands of Raila. You could see Rigathi Gachagua frowning there. Then, when they arrived at Kasarani yesterday, you could see the face of Ruto jovial, the face of Raila jovial. They were easy. Today, these guys were in some closed-door meeting, according to the photo which emerged. When they were at the stadium, the body language was telling. So their supporters are being prepared. I don't know what people like Odoyowede will tell people. Number two, the other objective of this meeting was to gauge the reaction of Rigathi Gachagua and to some extent the Kikuyu nation. How will Rigathi react to this meeting? How will the mountain react to the meeting? How will leaders from the mountain react? And I've been going online. And the concern of the mountain is that any working relationship between Ruto and Raila will definitely render the mountain irrelevant in the current government. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I know that probably these photos are being leaked to see how Rigathi is reacting. What phone call is he going to make to Ruto? What message are his people going to deliver? Tomorrow, I expect Rigathi Gachagua and the Mount Kenya leaders, even if they won't address the press, because William Ruto cannot allow them to do that, some of them will start speaking. We will start seeing their handlers speaking. So for me, that's also objective. Number three, which is also very important, and I mentioned this yesterday, is that the main objective, the objective of this meeting is basically to set pace for the bipartisan talks. If you are Otinda Molo, who chairs the team from Raila Odinga side, the other side there is the MP for, was it Tharaka, Murugaru or something, who chairs Kenya Kwanza that side. After the 2 days meetings, and you're now enclosed in a room, what would you be discussing? You can't take hardline stance when you don't know what your leaders talked about or probably been called and told this is the direction we are going to take. Please allow the talks to move on, but this is the direction. For me, this is about setting the pace for bipartisan talks. That bipartisan talks is not going to fail because it is the project of the American government and the British government. They want Ruto, or they imposed Ruto on Kenyans, but they don't want him to just rule like that. So they're going to create the official office of the opposition in the Republic of Kenya. Raila Odinga is going to occupy that office. He's going to have his staffs, things like those. And number 4, I also tend to think that it's a clever way of making Raila Odinga to accept William Ruto as the president of the Republic of Kenya. If you listened to Raila Odinga's speech yesterday, he never referred to Ruto as president. He never referred to Rigathi Gachagua as a deputy president. He has never had a slip of the tongue. So which means that's something which they are also contesting. That before we talk, Raila must accept Ruto as the president of the Republic of Kenya. That will give Ruto legitimacy. And I tend to think that the international community are now part of this. Before we knew it, we will start hearing Raila referring to Ruto as the president of the Republic of Kenya. And lastly, the other objective could have been to lower the political temperatures in the Republic as we speak, because the temperatures had gone so high. Demonstrations and tear gas were the order of the day. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. By the way, can you tell me something today? Can you tell me something? Bye-bye.